Hey YouTube, what's going on? So as you can see from the start of the video, that was just a time lapse of cleaning my bike, and last night I picked it up from Wensley'S after they gave it a tune-up, so I thought there'd be no better time than to give you a bike check of it now in its full glory. So I've been lucky enough to own and be riding this bike for just on 4 months now, and that's given me a lot of time to get used to it and really test what it's capable of. So I rode this bike at Farm Jam. I've ridden it heaps on my own dirt jumps. I've ridden it at shows. Even ridden it on some motocross jumps. Ridden it at the pump track. Skate park street. You name it, it's done everything, it's handled everything super well, and I can honestly say to date that this bike is the best bike I've ever owned. So I thought it'd be cool to get into a wee bike check to show you guys the bike I'm riding and the different wee tweaks I have on it, and hopefully enjoy it. So let's get into the bike check now. Starting with the frame, I've got the Haro Thread X6 alloy frame with a tapered head tube. So I absolutely love this frame. I love the Haro logos and I love how it looks in the granite. It's really strong. I've had no issues, no flex, no cracks or anything. And something I really love about it compared to my old bikes is how wide it is at the front, because this has allowed me to pinch the front better for doing tuck flips, allowed me to get way better at tuck flips. Another really cool thing about the frame is this Haro logo on the underneath, because this comes out really well in table photos or photos of the bikes upside down. The best thing about this frame has got to be this Wensley'S bike shop sticker. This sticker honestly makes the bike, and if you get one of these on your bikes, I guarantee you will start riding 10 times better straight away. Moving on to the suspension, I have the Manitou Circus Expert 100mm fork with a 20mm through axle. But I like to ride my suspension really stiff. I never used to, but on this bike it has a lockout option to lock out the fork, and I run it with 80 psi, and so I find it's just really good to have it stiff because you can pump faster, roll faster, pull up, get more pop, but also if you do land flat or land a bit heavy, it does have a bit of give in it, which does help a lot. Through axle on these forks is really convenient. Just undo these bolts and that bolt there, then your front wheel comes off, and it's really easy to get the wheel off to chuck the bike in the back of the car. Moving on to the handlebars, I have the FSA 25mm rise gradient handlebars, and they're 760 mils wide, and they're attached to the FSA gradient stem. I absolutely love these handlebars. I love riding with wider bars. I just find it helps the bike stay more stable. They've got heaps of room for catching and throwing bar spins, doing no hand tricks, and I love the way the gradient ridden onto the stem and the bars look. So overall, a really cool handlebar. And for the grips on the handlebars, we're just running Velo lock-on grips. They don't move at all and they feel really good. We're now going to move into my favorite part of the bike, and that is the gyro. And so for you that don't know, a gyro is basically a device that allows your bars to spin around infinite times without having to unwrap your cable, which is just ideal for doing bar spins, tail ups, any of those kind of tricks. It's really cool. Take another look at that gyro now. So it's attached to an Odyssey BMX brake lever, and how the gyro basically works is you pull the lever, which pulls a cable inside here, and then that cable splits into two, and it pulls on this disc here, which then pulls on these cables down here. And I just think the look of a gyro on a mountain bike is really cool, so it separates it as being a freestyle bike. I just always love the look of gyros on bikes, so I'm really stoked to have one. And it has just been awesome for doing bar spins. You know, it works so well, you never have to unwind the cable. So if you're thinking of getting a gyro, I would highly recommend doing it. You're gonna follow this brake lever down. So obviously this is a cable brake. When you pull on the cable, what's really cool about it, if you follow the cable down, is the cable links up to this hydraulic system on a 160mm disc. So the cable, when you pull it, pulls the cable, which then pulls on a plunger inside here, and then this plunger pushes the brake pads together like a hydraulic brake. So there's actually hydraulic fluid in there, which is just awesome because I can have a gyro, you know, do infinite bar spins, but I also have the power of a hydraulic brake. So again, one of the coolest features on the bike. Now moving on to the saddle, we have the pivotal alloy seat post with the Haro bolt-on seat. And this is the favorite seat I've ever had. I really like it because one, it's really soft and comfortable to sit on, but two, it's nice and wide, which is just perfect for pinching the seat, you know, for suicide no-handers and bar spins. And it's big enough to grab for Superman seat grabs and toboggans. So overall, a really good seat, I reckon. Moving on to the wheels, I've got Spank, Spoon, double wall, 32-hole alloy rims. And for tires, I've got the Kenda small block 8s with a 26x2.35 in the front and a 26x2.10 in the back. And they are laced to alloy Haro hubs. These wheels have just been awesome. I love the way they look when they're spinning. They're super strong, really firm. You know, and they've had a bit of a hammering since I bought them. You know, I've done plenty of 360s on big jumps, done 180s, case, landed sideways, and they're still holding up awesome. Okay, I just thought I'll give you guys a bit of proof to show that it's still straight as, so I'll give them a spin. No rubbing, wheel spins good as, no wobble at all, still spinning, no resistance to rubbing. Overall, an awesome wheel. Okay, moving on to the drivetrain, I've got the Haro alloy 2-piece crankset with a 32 sprocket on the front and a 14-2 sprocket on the back. Attached to the cranks, I have the race face effect pedals. They've got really nice big pins, so really grippy, hard to slip your feet off, which is awesome. Just giving you a quick look down the drivetrain. And so one of my favorite things about this bike is these dropouts here that they've got in the frame. So this little cog here, you can actually turn this when the frame's loose, and it pushes that screw in there back, which pushes the through axle back and tensions the chain. And this is awesome because what it means is when I jump in there and do tricks like my cranks don't really spin. Just to show you guys what I mean with this dropout tension in the chain making the cranks tighter, is that when I do no foot tricks or tail ups or anything where I take my feet off, having the back wheel so tight with these tensioners helps stop the crank spinning. So if I try and spin it, you see like there's a lot of resistance there. It's quite hard to spin it. It doesn't spin much. You have to give it a really good hard throw to make it spin right round, which is just ideal for doing no foot tricks, Supermans, tail ups, anything like that, because it stops your cranks from spinning and makes it easier to land the trick. So overall, this little gadget here is just the dream. So that is my Haro Thread 2 dirt jump bike check. So if you really like this bike and think it's sweet and think you'd like to get one, you can actually buy exactly the same one. So if you're based in Southland, I'd highly recommend going to Wensley'S Cycles, ask Rob about the bike, he'd be able to order it for you and get you a good deal. Or check out harobikes.com and look at their website and look at their mountain bikes, because you can buy this one and a huge range of other dirt jump or slopestyle bikes, or even BMX bikes, so definitely check that one out. What we're going to do now is quickly go into a couple cinematic shots of just looking at the bike one more time. Alright guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed the bike check and looking at my bike. because I absolutely love looking at this thing and I love riding it. So I thought I'd give you guys an insight of the parts it has. And yeah, be sure to give the video a like if you liked it. Roast me down below in the comments if I got any of the parts wrong. I know my mechanic friend August is going to. Leave some comments if you like, subscribe if you're new. Cheers for watching.